Hi, welcome to our PIM Academy channel. Today, we'll focus on one of the most important stages of implementing a PIM system, which is the pre-implementation analysis. You'll find out what the analysis is, why it's so important, and what you can gain by conducting it thoroughly. Let's get started. Maybe the term pre-implementation analysis itself sounds complicated. So let's start by explaining what analysis means in practice. Analysis is a series of meetings and workshops where, together with the client, we discuss their needs related to product data management, identify where product data is currently stored, analyze existing processes, and then design new ones based on the implementation of PIM. What is the goal of the analysis? The key goal of the analysis is to gain a complete picture of the situation. What data will be entered into the PIM system? What integrations between the PIM system and other systems in the company will need to be built so that data reaches the right places and to avoid manual change management? Which processes are worth automating, as well as which license and which PIM system are best to work with? The pre-implementation analysis is summarized in a document we prepare, which gathers the most important findings and diagrams. The client receives a recommendation for the choice of the PIM system and an implementation cost estimate. How long does the analysis take? From experience, we know that you should set aside about 2 months or more for the pre-implementation analysis, depending on the complexity of the project. Why? Workshop meetings are not just conversations with our team. Workshop sessions are often preceded by internal meetings within the company, because sometimes the answers to certain issues aren't obvious. For example, during the analysis, a question may arise: what exactly does the current e-commerce product publication process look like? How many people, systems, and data files are involved in this process? Who makes the decisions about a product's readiness to be displayed in the store, and at what stage? As you can see, this process doesn't directly concern working in the PIM, but rather managing product information. However, it is closely related to the analysis, because the PIM will become a part of this process. Thanks to this, we can determine how the system can support employees in preparing the offer for the store. Why is the pre-implementation analysis an important stage of the project? Through the analysis, the client gains a complete picture of the future system, as well as an understanding of new processes that will help optimize product information management. At this stage, we support the client in choosing the system. We also often make the client aware of how to change the product data management process so that working with products becomes more efficient. The implementation of the system and all project elements become clearer for the client. Pre-implementation analysis also means awareness of the full cost of implementation. The client knows how much the entire process will cost, including integrations and automations. Moreover, the analysis allows us to identify potential risks, so they can be prevented even before the implementation begins. The final analysis document is not just a set of recommendations, but a tool for making informed decisions and an argument that helps convince decision makers in the organization that implementing a PIM system is necessary. How to prepare for a pre-implementation analysis? A well-prepared client is one who is aware of how processes currently function in the organization, senses where improvements are needed, and is able to point out those areas. We help define what the target processes will look like by sharing our experience and best practices in implementing PIM systems. If you're considering implementing a PIM system, we've prepared 5 steps to help you get ready for the pre-implementation analysis. The first step is to appoint a team. It's important to designate a dedicated team that will be responsible for collaborating during the analysis and providing the necessary information. The role of the product owner is especially important, as this person will be the decision maker and coordinator on the client's side. The next step is to define the problems and expectations. Try to describe in detail what challenges you are facing and what you expect from the implementation of the PIM. Clearly defining goals makes the analysis work easier. Next, we highlighted process mapping. Before starting the analysis, it's worth trying to sketch out the current business processes and system architecture. Even general diagrams can significantly speed up the analysis process. The fourth step is creating user stories. This is a very helpful tool that allows you to describe the needs of the system's users. An example user story might be: as a user, I would like to be able to add a publication date to multiple products at once. The last element is internal consultations. It's worth conducting internal consultations within the company to gather as much information as possible that may be important during the analysis. This will make cooperation with the implementation partner easier. Thanks to proper preparation for the pre-implementation analysis, the process goes more smoothly and the final recommendations are better tailored to the client's needs. To sum up, the pre-implementation analysis is a key stage in the implementation of a PIM system. Thanks to it, the client gains a complete picture of their future system, optimizes processes, and minimizes the risk of implementation failure. If you want to learn more about the PIM implementation process, subscribe to our channel and let us know in the comments what else you'd like to hear about. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.